Hello and thank you for joining us for another of our Dance Physio A to Z series. I'm Sarah from Peak Physiotherapy. Today we're at the letter W and we're going to come back into the upper body and talk about winging scapula. Our scapula or shoulder blades are bony structures that sit on the back of the upper body and they effectively float in a sea of muscle on the back of the rib cage. They form the socket of the shoulder joint, so form part of the attachment of the upper limb to the upper body, and they therefore need to be active throughout all movements of port de bras. When we look at moving our arms through port de bras, from bras bar through first, up to fifth and back out to second, it's important to try and control the scapula into the body. And when we talk about winging, we mean a lifting away, usually of the inside border of the scapula at the back. I'm going to show you a couple of exercises to activate those muscles to try and keep some control of the scapula and keep them flattened into the back of the upper body. The first exercise I'm going to show you is on the mat, and you might want to have just a small hand towel at the ready to pop under your forehead to keep your neck in alignment through the exercise. But just a couple of things to think about before we start. I want you to imagine that your shoulder blades are like two dinner plates sitting flat onto the back of your upper body. And when we activate the muscles, we're going to imagine a diagonal pull from the shoulder blade down to the pelvis on the opposite side. So our right shoulder blade, we're pulling down and back to the left, and our left shoulder blade, we're pulling diagonally down and back to the right. This stops you pinching your shoulder blades together or hunching your shoulders up towards your ears for the exercise. So let's get down into a lying position. Resting your forehead onto the towel, allow your shoulders to relax forwards towards the mat. Now this will feel like quite an exaggerated movement, much more than if you were in a sitting or standing position. So do bear that in mind for when you're doing the exercise, as you will have to move your shoulders quite a long way. Get some light tension through your lower abdominal muscles just to keep your core switched on. And what you're going to do is you're going to roll your shoulders down and back, thinking about the diagonal pull that we've just mentioned, flattening your shoulder blades into your spine or into your rib cage. You'll feel the muscles across the lower mid-back activating, and you want to hold this for around 10 seconds and then slowly control your shoulders back down to the mat. Again, roll down and back into the spine. Don't allow your shoulders to hunch up around your ears. Think about lengthening your arms down towards your feet. Hold for a few seconds, activating the mid-back or the muscles at the base of your shoulder blades, and then relax. And you want to look to repeat this exercise around about 10 times until you start to feel a bit of muscle fatigue in the middle of your back. This exercise can then also be practiced in an upright position, so in sitting or standing, but do bear in mind that your shoulders will naturally sit slightly further back than they do when you're on the mat, so the amount of movement will be much less. It's a very subtle broadening of the chest to do this, and I'll show you from the back so you can see the muscles moving. So from your starting position, simply roll your shoulders down and back into your spine to activate the muscles through this mid-back. The other exercise I want to show you is a static wall press, and this is designed to activate the muscle that lies between the scapula and the rib cage. You simply need to come against the wall, place your hands at shoulder height, and you're going to press the palm of one hand into the wall as if you're trying to push the wall away. You're not affecting any movement within the arm or actually pushing the body away from the wall, so it is just that static contraction through the arm into the muscle. You'll feel it activate in the side of your rib cage if you're doing it properly, and again hold for around 10 seconds and then release off. Keep your tummy tight throughout so you've activated your core. And I would do this probably one side at a time just so that you can concentrate on the side that you're working. Again, try and keep your neck long so that you're not hunching your shoulders as you press. It literally is just a push away through the heel of your hand. Hopefully with a bit of practice, you'll soon have those muscles activating nicely and get your scapula under control. If you do have any further issues with winging of your scapula, there is obviously much more progression of exercises that we can take you through, so don't hesitate to get in touch and we can sort out a programme tailored just for you. Our contact details can be found on our website at peakphysiotherapy.com. If you found this content helpful, please do like and share, and we look forward to seeing you very soon.